This number on your screen, the big, beautiful blue numbers, 45.389 cents. That is my prediction for Hedera in the next 14 to 21 days. I'll break down why, what am I seeing on the chart, and why this signifies what happened back here in 2023, January of 2023, and what happened after that pattern fully played out. We are in the midst of that pattern right now, and again, we'll talk about what that means. With that being said, also, before we jump in, also what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the massive news that was the massive news that came out yesterday. Donald Trump telling people invest in digital assets for your 401ks. You can now. We're going to give an update on the HBAR ETF timeline and whether that's going to coincide with maybe some of those people getting some of that money flowing into their 401k accounts now that, again, that executive order was signed. And we'll kind of do a little update on HBAR and what's been happening on the network. So let's take a peek here. Let's start with the White House fact sheet. President Donald J. Trump democratizes access to alternative assets for 401k investors. Expanding investment choices for 401k plans. Today, President Donald Trump signed an executive order to allow 401k investors to access alternative assets for better returns and diversification. This has been something that's been talked about. Well, guess what? It finally happened. This is pretty big news. A couple more things here I've highlighted down here. More than 90 million Americans participated in employer-sponsored defined contribution plans, a big word, or string of words, and most of those are currently restricted from investing in alternative assets, unlike wealthy investors and retirement plans for government workers. So what he's saying is, you can make a lot of money elsewhere, you just don't have access to it. Well, now I'm giving you access to it, and part of that is going to be digital assets. Alternative assets such as private equity, real estate, and digital assets offer competitive returns and diversification benefits. And then finally, President Trump is expanding access to these assets to ensure a dignified and comfortable retirement for all Americans. I want to know. Let me know in the comment section. You got HBAR. Do you feel confident in your retirement? Okay. Do you feel dignified? And do you think you're going to have a comfortable retirement? Let me know in the comment section. Now, the key thing here is going to be, okay, well, once these people have access, what kind of Wall Street rails will they have? Right now, the only thing they have is Bitcoin and Ethereum. And there's like a large cap digital asset fund. Futures, and it's not the same, right? We're talking about things that are going to have a price impact on the HBAR token. And the big one's going to be a spot ETF. Well, here's a timeline. And I want to give a shout out to who posted this. Gilmore Estates at Gilmore_Estates. Posted this. So these are the two that are currently under filing, Canary and Grayscale. So obviously the June 11th and June 15th deadlines at the 90-day time frame, those were extended. Now the next ones are your 180-day proceedings dates. September 9th for Canary and September 13th for Grayscale. Now, do we know what's going to happen? No. We know it's definitely a more favorable SEC when it comes to crypto and digital assets. What would be my probabilities of it getting passed at this 180-day proceedings date? I would put it at probably 65 to 70%. The last one that got extended, fine. Paul Atkins just got there or hadn't gotten there yet. There's still a lot to do, a lot to go over. Genius Bill was in Congress. It hadn't passed yet. The Clarity Act they were talking about. So I get it, why you had to extend it. But at this point, you would have been in office for, I think, solid 2 to 3 months. We're probably going to see staking added to the Ethereum ETF. We might see another, now I don't know off the top of my head, any other altcoins that have ETF filings that have another deadline prior to September 9th or September 13th. If they do and it gets approved, guaranteed 100% the HBAR ETF will get approved on the state. But until that happens, until one gets approved, everyone else will get approved. But I do expect September 9th to be the stamp of approval from the SEC to Canary. And so we're talking about a month, literally, and almost exactly 1 month from today, Americans could start piling money in from their 401ks into digital assets, and we might have that HBAR ETF available for them to buy. So exciting times ahead. Speaking of exciting times, you guys know Stake.us is a channel sponsor. I just wanted to show you guys how easy it is to claim your daily bonus here. Now, I've talked about in previous videos how you can literally get like 68 HBAR for free every single month just by logging in. It's that easy. You just saw me do it. Every 24 hours, you go to your wallet, you claim your 10,000 gold coins and your one free stake cash, and then you can redeem that for crypto. And then guess what? You can just get some free HBAR. So shout out to stake.us for being a channel partner. If you don't have an account, obviously to get the free stake cash, you have to have an account. So sign up for an account. It's free. And claim your daily bonus every single day and get some free HBAR. Let's move on to this, some other piece of news here. This is from HGraph. Our GraphQL AI assistant now leverages GPT-5. There's a lot of hype around ChatGPT-5 coming out. So it's even easier to build with data on Hedera, free in the ChatGPT store. So shout out to HGraph. We also have this posted by Generation Infinity. This is a recap of July 2025. HBAR and Kraken and Robinhood listings, right? 100 million in RWA expansion. Supply chain, RWA and foreign exchange. 1 million of global, $1 million plus global hackathon. Hello Future Hackathon Trilogy. Thrive Protocol 2025 Builder Grants, Multi-Sig ID Trust launch, Central Bank of Australia. All right, you guys didn't forget about that. That's RBA. USDC on Hedera up 422%. Swift invites Hedera to Cibos or Cibos or however you pronounce that. And NASDAQ trade talks. Guys, don't be fooled or don't be lulled to sleep by the sideways price action of literally every single altcoin. I know Hedera's had some spurts, but a lot of cryptos have been choppy. Do not fall asleep at the wheel, because what you're seeing on your screen now, you might not see the immediate impact on the price, but I'll tell you what, as time goes on, maybe it's a month, maybe it's a week, maybe it's a year, these will come to fruition, and then ultimately it will impact the price of HBAR. Speaking of the price of HBAR, I came in the show saying 45.389 cents. Let's talk about what we're seeing here. Okay, let's take a peek. January 2023. We want to look inside of this beautiful ellipses / circle. I was never good with shapes, but that's okay. What are we seeing here? Let me get my handy dandy drawing tool. We saw a big move up. Flagged, failed, came down, created a bottom. Attempted to make a higher high, failed, came back, made a double bottom. Cleared the last two highs and essentially had a double top. This is what we call a W pattern. Then we saw one final retracement. And then what did HBAR do after that? Let's go ahead and measure this move. After that final retrace, which I measured, I think it was like 32 to 36%, HBAR essentially 2x. Well, by the way, I'm on the weekly time frame. Well, where's HBAR now? Let's take a peek. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Big move up, flag, fails to make a new high, comes down, makes puts in a bottom, fails to clear the previous high, double bottom. It meets the previous high before the big spill off, and now we are in retracement. So if I were to show you from the previous of the pattern that already played out back in 2023, where we are, okay, let me get rid of this, where we are currently relative to where we were, we are right here. Okay? So you're literally 2 weeks away from a 2x. Okay? Now, this is, of course, assuming this plays out exactly how it played out, which is probably not going to happen. Could it take longer than 2 weeks? Sure. Could it take shorter than 2 weeks? Absolutely. Could, by, let's say, Sunday, you're watching this video, you're barbecuing with your family, or you're trying to teach your kids, HBAR is the future. Whatever you plan on doing. You watch that video and HBAR is already doubled. Can I see that happening? Yeah. We're in a bull market. Anything can happen at any time, okay? So that is where we are. Why am I telling you this? Don't be dumb. Don't be lulled to sleep. Don't waste years of accumulation and hard work. You're about to get rich, okay? You are. And of course, not financial advice. I'm not telling you that's exactly what's going to happen. But chances are, if you stick it out, HBAR, unless something catastrophic happens, HBAR is going to make a lot of people a lot of money. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Check out all of our other HBAR content. We have a playlist curated for you. And come check out our live show Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Till the next one.